It's pretty much a guarantee that at some point in our lives, every single one of us will either need a caregiver or become one. It's just a fact of life. And these people, they're the real unsung heroes in our families and communities, right? The ones working tirelessly behind the scenes. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and take a closer look at their world.
And that brings us to this really big question. It seems so simple, right? But it's incredibly profound. Who cares for the caregivers? I mean, when someone pours their life, their time, their everything into taking care of someone else, who's looking out for them? That's really the question at the very heart of what we're talking about today.
All right, so let's get into it. When we say caregiver, who are we actually talking about? Well, it could be anyone, really. It might be a family member, a close friend, or a paid professional. The point is, they come from all walks of life, and what they do is, well, it's absolutely essential to our communities. But here's the thing. That essential work, it comes with a cost, a big one. While caregivers are so focused on others, they're often dealing with their own huge and often completely hidden set of personal struggles.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? They face these massive challenges that just go unnoticed. It's kind of baked into the job description almost. Their own needs get pushed way, way to the back, and they pretty much become invisible to the rest of the world.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. We can really group these struggles into three main areas. First, there's the incredibly high level of stress and burnout. Second, the very specific barriers that newcomer caregivers face. And third, a big one, a general lack of recognition and support from, well, everyone else.
It's never just one thing that gets to you. It's everything piling up. I mean, just try to imagine it. You're constantly juggling ridiculously long hours, these heavy emotional demands, and just an endless list of responsibilities. It's no wonder that over time it just leads to total exhaustion, crushing stress, and feeling completely, utterly alone.
And if that's not enough, for newcomer caregivers, there's a whole other layer of difficulty piled on top. So picture this. You're trying to provide that same critical care, but you're also trying to learn a new language, figure out a totally unfamiliar healthcare system, and deal with all the pressure of adjusting to a new culture. It's like fighting a battle on two fronts at once. The resilience needed is just incredible.
And this whole feeling of being invisible, it's such a crucial piece of the puzzle. We're talking about family members, unpaid caregivers. These are the people who are literally the backbone of our care systems, and yet their work is so often overlooked. It's not formally recognized, so they're just left hanging without the resources or support they desperately need. And that, of course, just makes every other challenge feel 10 times harder.
So, after all that, you might be feeling a little down. But what if there was a way to change the story? To make these invisible heroes finally feel seen and valued and supported? Well, that's exactly where an organization called Caregiver Champs comes into the picture.
And here they are. I mean, look at their tagline. It really says it all, doesn't it? Championing those who care. It's such a powerful shift in perspective, moving away from just overlooking caregivers to actively, celebrating and lifting them up.
So what's their mission? Well, it all boils down to one word: empowerment. Their whole goal is to crush that feeling of isolation. How? By connecting caregivers with education, with practical resources, and maybe most importantly, with each other. The end game is to build back their confidence and strength.
Okay, that sounds great, but how do they actually do it? Let's dive into the specifics, the concrete ways that Caregiver Champs is making a real impact.
Basically, their work stands on three main pillars. First up is education and direct support for caregivers. Next, they focus on community connection, helping folks navigate all the complicated systems out there. And third, they do a ton of advocacy and awareness work, really getting the word out.
And what's really amazing is just how many different people they help. It's not just one type of caregiver. We're talking family members and unpaid caregivers, sure, but also professionals, newcomers, even young people who are trying to balance school with caregiving. And they make a special point to reach underserved and marginalized caregivers who have even more hurdles to jump.
And listen to this, because this is huge. They are absolutely serious about where their money goes. A full 85% of their funding goes straight into their programs. That's a massive number.
Here's the full picture for you. You've got that huge 85% chunk going to programs. Then just 10% for the admin stuff they need to keep the lights on, and only 5% for fundraising. I mean, that's just a fantastic model of efficiency, right? It's all about making sure every dollar has the biggest possible impact. So, this all brings us to a really important question. How can you get involved and make a difference? Because work like this, it's completely powered by the community, by people like us.
It really comes down to this. Volunteers. They are the absolute lifeblood of this organization. Seriously, they're the ones on the ground, making those vital connections and building that sense of community from the ground up.
And what they do is so fundamentally human. Sometimes the most powerful thing a volunteer can offer is just a listening ear, just being there, providing some companionship and encouragement. It's all about showing up for someone and making them feel a little less alone on their journey.
They also do really practical things, like helping organize local get-togethers where caregivers can connect in a friendly space. And they're out there, spreading the word about what resources are available, making sure that no one slips through the cracks.
So here we are, right back where we started, but maybe with a bit of a new perspective. The question isn't just some abstract, who cares for the caregivers anymore? Now the question is a lot more personal. It's, will you be one of the people who steps up? Will you be a champion for those who care?
Look, if any of this has resonated with you and you want to learn more or maybe even get involved, you can find them online. Just look for @Caregiver Champs. Thanks so much for tuning in.